All right, everybody, welcome back to One Arm Wonder Wednesdays. We're, of course, here with Faith as she continues her journey towards learning ballroom dance with our deadline or event that we're working towards going to be Holiday Star Ball in December. So we'd like to start each of these with some questions, see how the dancing's going, maybe get some a little bit more perspective on Faith herself. So let's get started. All right, Faith, we've been dancing now for a few weeks now and mostly been working on the Latin dances like the rumba. We dabbled in the cha-cha, trying to get like a good base on it. But the last couple lessons, we've started to introduce you to a new dance, and that's called the East Coast Swing or Swing. What have your thoughts been about that dance?
I have really enjoyed the swing. It's been much more tricky for me than doing the Latin dances like rumba, but I'm enjoying it. It's different.
How do you find it being different for you? Or what do you find tricky about it?
I feel like with swing, you have to be looser than you do for rumba.
Okay.
Because there's more like knee action.
Okay.
You know, like side to side, like doing the...
like the little triples and the chassés, a little more bouncy?
Yes.
So Faith, you've been mentioning to me an event you have coming up in a few weeks at the end of October, and I want you to go ahead and share with our audience at home a little bit about it. You were mentioning to me it's a fashion show / pageants.
Yes.
Tell us more.
So it is a 3-day event in London. The organization is called Miss Universal Empire. It's the director, her intention is to redefine the beauty standard to be a woman who's in her middle ages, who has been through adversity, and now gives back to the community in some way. So the first day of the event is a press conference, the second day is a pageant, and the third day is a fashion show. So designers from all around the world will be coming. It will be broadcasted all over the world. So it's called Miss Universal Empire. Once I get the links, I'll be sure to share. But yeah.
You can probably find it listed above us right here.
Oh, yes.
And when is that going to be again?
It's going to be the last week of October, the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay, so be sure to tune in, follow whatever link we put up there for Miss Universal Empire.
Yes.
And go support Faith and support all the women who struggle and go through adversities and find success in whatever their endeavors may be.
Yes.
All right, so Faith, you mentioned to me just recently a interesting thing, and I'd like you also to share with our audience a little bit, some insight on that. If you may have noticed, if you've gone to her YouTube page, which I recommend you do, she did a little TED Talk, she's had some interviews, just about the experience of being the one-armed wonder. And a lot of insight you've gained through those experiences kind of goes into what some of your passions are and how there's a difference between what we do as our job or what we do to make a living and, to survive versus what our passions are in life. So can you tell us a little bit more about your job versus what you aim for your passions in life?
Absolutely. Currently I work as a civil engineer at a firm here in Houston, Texas, and I went into civil engineering wanting to design sustainable cities using biomimicry as the template and inspiration for design. And I'm realizing, there's not one person in charge. So it's much more tricky to design in a way that you would like, especially being on the side of engineering, because primarily it's the client and architect who come up with the design and then the engineers build it. So I love in civil engineering. I also at the same time love human optimization and becoming our greatest version in all the dimensions that we operate in, from mind, body to spirit. So in my passion time, my free time is
whatever you want to call it.
So my passion in my free time is to learn all different ways of how we can become our greatest version, whether that's through psychology, philosophy, biohacking, human optimization techniques, essentially. So that's what I would like to ultimately create in the world, is create some sort of offering where people can be optimized in all the ways, and especially shifting one's mindset from a victimhood mindset to a creatorship mindset, which has been the race that I've been running in since birth, having one arm. It's been my greatest teacher as far as becoming a true creator in the life that I want to live, and not letting me be a victim to having one arm, rather than it's a fact, not an excuse. And that's sort of like the rule in life that you can take with you and apply to every aspect of your life, is that there are facts in life, and then there's your subjective narrative that's laced over those facts. And sometimes we get our narrative confused with reality. And I think discerning between what is fact and what is fiction is incredibly important, and also truly empowering in your life, because that will allow you to consciously choose how you want to interpret things that happen to you, rather than falling victim to whatever programming that you have based on what your parents thought, based on what your culture thinks, based on what your nationality thinks. We're constantly being marinated in different information, and if we are not consciously choosing what is our truth and what is not our truth, then we end up creating lives that are not authentic to who we truly are.
Very cool. So keep an eye out on this one. The truth seeker. I think the word you used was the self-engineer.
Oh, a life engineer.
Life engineer. So make sure, seek out the life engineer to find ways to make yourselves your best version.
So you can have the best life. It's not about being the best and having a self-righteous tone to it or having ego involved. It's in order to have the best life that you want to live, or to have your dream life, well, then you need to become your dream person. You need to become that person that's a match, it's a vibrational match to that life that you want to live. Mm-hmm. You can't become a person who you don't believe you are. You can't have a life that you don't believe you're worthy of. It's impossible. So it's truly changing your external world is truly an inside job, because your external world is a match to your internal or vibratory world.
All right, everybody, that's it for our questions for today. But make sure you follow our life engineer here at our social media listed: YouTube, Instagram, and all the other wonderful places to follow her. Make sure you tune in each and every week as we continue our journey with the One Arm Wonder for One Arm Wonder Wednesdays. So if you're looking to get started with ballroom dancing, just like Faith is herself, make sure you go to our website, FredAstaire.com, or go to any of our social media, such as Fred Astaire Texas Facebook page, Instagram page, and give us a like and a follow. Party about Ezra. Nah. Nah. Wah,